This episode is Fender flares, windshields, and more. Okay, next up we're going to install our fender flares. I've just picked up some little bolts with some washers and some nuts. They are like Allen heads, and we're just going to use those as opposed to what was originally on here. I think these hopefully will be a little easier to install and to remove if we have to. So let's get started. So even with that new hardware, the fender flares are kind of a pain. It's tight in there, and that hardware is still small. So we're gonna take a break from that. We've taken the windshield frame off again, and we are going to transfer all the things we need off of the old windshield frame onto the new windshield frame, and then possibly install the glass. I'm not sure if we'll get the glass installed right now or a little bit later, but we're gonna get it all ready for that. So let's go. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to loosen these kind of plastic lock nuts on the wiper mechanism here. I'm just using a big crescent wrench because they're quite large, and hopefully I can just, yeah, they bust loose fairly easily, I think. So we'll just get those both loosened off, and then we'll flip this over and start removing things from the other side. So before I actually flip this over, I'm going to remove this cowl seal. It's just attached with a series of Phillips head screws. So I'm going to remove that, and then we'll flip it over to start this assembly. So I have gotten all of the pieces I am transferring from the old windshield frame removed. Now I'm going to start just adding some of them to this new windshield frame. I've already attached this little tie down clip, and I've got the wiper arm, part of the wiper arm assembly just set in there. Next thing I'm going to do is just kind of attach the cowl seal along the bottom, and then we'll just slowly continue on from there. We are going to drill the holes for the hardtop. They're about the only holes I think that haven't been pre-drilled. So we marked them when we had the windshield frame on for the test fit where they are. So now I'm just going to go through and kind of center punch them, and then we'll drill them out. So. next up is I have these little clips for the soft top. I'm going to drill the holes for these while I have this off. It'll just make it easier. I've kind of just taken reference points from the other frame and marked where I want the holes, and now I'm going to drill them. Okay, so I've flipped the frame over again. The next thing I am going to do is prep it for installing the glass. So I am going to scuff up the inside channel here, and then I have some urethane primer that I'm going to put on here as well as the glass. Then we'll install the inside window seal, which I have sitting over here. Then we're going to set the glass in here and see how it looks before we actually get the urethane on. So get close. Okay, so we've got the glass unpacked. We've given it a quick clean. Now I'm going to put the inner seal onto the windshield frame, and then I'm going to move the glass into the windshield frame just to let it kind of settle in, see how it fits, give it a little bit of time to compress that seal. Then we'll take the glass back out and prep everything for the urethane. Applied the primer along the inside of the windshield frame and around the edge of the windshield. I'm just going to let that set up for about 10 minutes, they say, maybe a little bit longer. And then we'll apply the urethane. Hopefully it goes great. I got that in. I'm not 100% sure whether I had too much of the adhesive or not enough, but I'm having troubles getting this trim to stay in consistently. The other issue I had was there was no way I was getting this little trim piece on here. I tried adjusting it a bit, but so anyways, I ended up just putting a little bit more of thing in there just to seal that up. I don't know. I did try, I have a couple more similar seals for the hardtop windows, and they seem to fit okay, so I don't know if it was just this particular one. I tried a few different ones and none of them seemed to fit. So anyways, we're gonna set this aside to harden up, and I'm going to move on to something else. So the fender flares are on. Windshield's had some time to set up, so I'm going to flip it over and we're going to reinstall some of the accessories that go onto the windshield frame. Good news, got the windshield on, got the top on, all screwed down, at least to the windshield. It was kind of a bitch, it didn't really want to fit, but struggled through perseverance, got it all on, tightened up. Bad news, forgot to put the windshield wiper motor in. Means I gotta undo everything I just did. Back to where I was about an hour ago. I'm going to install this windshield wiper motor, and we'll try to get everything back together again. Hardtop's back on. Everything's back installed. Wiper motor's in, working. Now, I think what we're gonna do is install this trim around the hardtop rear window, side window here. That's probably gonna do it for this video. We are almost done. We got the top on, we got the fender flares on, we got the windshield in, we got the bumper on. We still need to put the decals on. We need to do something with these Nerf bars or steps, side steps or whatever. We need to pick up a couple little kind of plugs for those. What else? I'm gonna put the windshield wipers actually on. That should just take a second, but I'm going to paint those too. They're a little scratched up. So, other than that, I think we're looking good. like and subscribe. See you next time. Analog Generation.